We begin with breaking news. A violent sexual assault near a South Bay church. Now, late word of an arrest. The suspect was taken into custody just hours ago.
Now, this attack happened behind Liberty Baptist Church on South King Road in San Jose. Police say the suspect lured the victim into a secluded area and then assaulted her. KPIX 5's Joe Vasquez is live outside the San Jose Police Department, and he's got the latest. Joe?
Ken, San Jose police just announced the arrest. They described the attack as violent, and they say it was a teenage girl that was the victim.
They kind of just crossed paths, and he engaged her in conversation, and shortly after is when the incident occurred.
According to San Jose police, 20-year-old Esteban Mosqueda faces several felony charges for the sexual assault of a 17-year-old girl. Police say Mosqueda lured the girl to a secluded area behind Liberty Baptist Church that's in the 2700 block of South King Road. Around 6:30 in the evening, investigators say Mosqueda violently attacked and sexually assaulted the girl. This is not two people who knew each other. This was random.
No, this is completely a stranger abduction. The victim did not know the suspect in this case. He convinced her to go with him behind the church, and that's when he violently attacked her and sexually assaulted her. Police say Mosqueda now faces charges of assault with a deadly weapon, sexual battery, and false imprisonment. I spoke on the phone with a member of the church who has viewed the surveillance video. He says the video shows the suspect and victim talking for a while, and then he suddenly grabs her from behind and throws her to the ground. The video later shows the girl completely disrobed and the suspect leaving the scene. Right now, police, including the chief, are commending the victim for her bravery. As for the suspect, he's still here at the police department, but I'm told by officials here that he'll soon be headed to the jail. Reporting live in San Jose, Joe Vasquez, KPIX 5.
Campaign 2018, today a face-off between two Democrats running for U.S. Senate. It was not a debate. Instead, it was a discussion between State Senator Kevin De Leon and Senator Dianne Feinstein.
Our exclusive KPIX 5 Survey USA poll shows Feinstein leading with 40% of the vote right now. De Leon is at 26%. 35% remain undecided in this race, and many of them are Republicans.
KPIX 5 political reporter Melissa Kane on the very different tactics each candidate tried to use today. Melissa?
Yeah, Liz and Ken, today's event was all very civilized, but one issue in particular came up again and again.
In the discussion between two Democrats running for U.S. Senate, there was not much in the way of policy disagreements.
I agree.
I don't think we disagree on this.
But the challenger, Kevin De Leon, did go after the current Senator Dianne Feinstein about one issue.
We have folks in Washington, D.C. that have lacked the courage of their convictions to do the right thing by everyday folks. I wish Democrats in Washington would fight like hell for dreamers, just the way Donald J. Trump and the Republicans fight like hell for their stupid wall.
Senator Feinstein pointed out that Republicans control the Senate and the House and the White House, so they control the agenda. And until that changes, yelling won't do any good.
I've been there now long enough to see it happen and harden, and it's like hitting your head against a concrete wall. You can march, you can filibuster, you can talk all night. It doesn't change anything. What changes things are elections.
Still, De Leon, who never actually referred to Feinstein by her name, said that Democrats in Washington should speak out.
We need new leadership that's on the front lines and not on the sidelines. That's going to elevate this issue, even if we're mathematically in the minority.
Now, Feinstein did talk about the Kavanaugh confirmation debacle, and she said her office has gotten 200,000 letters about sexual harassment from Californians. So that, at least, has been exposed as a very big issue.
You know, it was tough, Melissa, to get these two candidates together in the first place. And I'm wondering, De Leon is trailing, according to our poll. Did he make any inroads? Was there any that, that gotcha moment, anything against the incumbent?
Yeah, De Leon had a big challenge going into today's event with that gap between himself and Feinstein. He needed to make a big splash, but that just did not happen today. He said a few things that Feinstein actually could have attacked him on, but she didn't. And by keeping everything very unexciting, really managed to prevent a viral moment that might have really helped his campaign now as we head into the home stretch.
All right, we're heading there rapidly. Melissa Kane, thank you very much. Well, we have you covered on all the states and local races, and we also have a guide to the California ballot measures on our website. There's a lot there, so go to kpix.com/election. More trouble tonight for the cracked Transbay Transit Center. The contractor is now demanding $150 million from the Joint Powers Authority, alleging breach of contract in a new lawsuit. KPIX5's Wilson Walker has details.
Here at the Salesforce Transit Center, where we now have a 9-figure lawsuit, and no, it has absolutely nothing to do with those 2 cracked beams.
There were incomplete drawings. There were more than 1,600 change orders to this project. Some of those change orders weren't handled very quickly by the client, Transbay Joint Powers Authority, and that caused there to be approximately $150 million owed to Webcor and other subcontractors that needs to be paid.
That's Sam Singer, spokesman for 2 of the principal contractors on this job, effectively blaming the Transbay Joint Powers Authority for mismanagement, delays, and cost overruns. Now, we should note this kind of dispute on a large project is not uncommon. It's the kind of thing that has delayed the Central Subway. But what's different here, of course, the scale of this $6 billion building and the problems it has encountered. So when it comes to lawsuits,
this is the beginning of an avalanche.
Now, late today, a response from the TJPA. They say they are reviewing that lawsuit, and in the same statement, they insist that they will hold those contractors to their scheduled timetable. We will see what happens. We, of course, are also waiting to know what might have caused those 2 beams to crack. In downtown San Francisco, Wilson Walker, KPIX 5.
New at 6, a final meeting for parishioners in Catholic Church's latest quest for transparency. The San Jose Church has been the center of a sex scandal and a decades-long cover-up. KPIX5's Devin Feely has the story.
No cameras were allowed inside the meeting today. That was out of respect for the victims, for the painful experiences that they shared and the raw emotion on display. With the Diocese of San Jose just days away from releasing a list of priests and other church personnel who've been credibly accused of abuse, dozens turned out to listen and to share their stories of being victimized.
For so many years that the Catholic Church has kind of swept some of this underneath the carpet, and I think it's horrific.
By mid-October, Bishop Patrick McGraw has promised to release the names of priests and other church personnel who've either been criminally convicted of abuse, have admitted the allegations against them are true, or have been involved in cases where there is sufficient evidence supporting the accusation, even if it was never prosecuted.
There have been incidences where there have been people that have been deeply hurt and injured and violated by individuals that are in authority in the church.
The diocese has been reviewing allegations of abuse dating back to its formation in 1981, when it split from the Archdiocese of San Francisco. It has also hired an outside firm to conduct an independent review of those files, but some parishioners remain skeptical.
I think that regardless if they're a priest or not, I think they should be treated like anybody else that would be guilty of a crime like that.
Bishop McGraw says he knows this process may reopen old wounds, but he hopes too it will help to heal those still hurting from the abuse.
I learned a lot, and it is, to me, a very good beginning.
The Diocese of San Jose says they hope to release the report from the independent investigators by the end of the year. In San Jose, Devin Feely, KPIX 5.
Something's got to change. Oakland City leaders say enough is enough to illegal dumping. We visit the neighborhoods that have turned into dumping grounds.
And from baking bread to rolling in the dough, we've got details on the lucky young lotto winner here at the Marina Safeway.
And ahead in sports, what Kevin Durant's brother posted on Instagram that has fans worried about the future of the Warriors.